Hey guys, so I am back with another video. I've been slacking on my YouTube videos and something really important to me, so I'm going to start getting more consistent. I had these extra videos in my phone of me doing some meal prep, so I thought I would just throw this video up as kind of like a, getting back on track video. So here I'm just making one of my favorite marinades for some pork chops. I started with some jelly or jam, whatever you want to call it. I did 3/4 cup of that, and then I moved in with some Primal Kitchen mayo. It's my favorite, and I did a couple quarter cups of that, and then of course some sriracha. I love sriracha. This is kind of like a honey, I don't know, like a sweet and sour mixture that I like making up. Sometimes I use honey instead of jam, and then obviously I'm using some soy sauce. So after I do that, then I'm just going to sit here and mix it all together. Okay, next up we're just putting our pork chops in here, obviously very self-explanatory. I like letting these marinate. The pork chops are at room temperature, which is great for when we throw them on the grill later. Okay, so here I am cutting up some chicken tenders. These are the ones from Walmart. They're in like a green package. They're like not frozen. They're my favorite. Some of them sometimes have veins that I have to cut around, but I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just cut your chicken up into some pieces. I'm making some chicken skewers and also some shrimp skewers, just throwing them on the grill. It's super easy. I'll throw some seasonings in there later that you'll see. And then I'm also making some buffalo ranch chicken on the grill as well. So just super easy grill meal prep. I don't always do this, but when I'm trying to eat healthy, I like to mix up my proteins. Usually I stick with chicken. Sometimes I'll throw in, some steak or pork chops like I'm doing today, maybe some salmon or shrimp. But for the most part I use chicken, and I just flavor it and season it differently. Okay, so here I'm seasoning the chicken we just cut up. I'm using some Italian seasoning. I don't measure these, I just add a lot. This is a garlic and herb seasoning that I really, really love. I use it on everything. Tony's, of course, I use that on everything. I'm doing some basil here. And then I'm also going to do some paprika. I'm sitting outside doing this voiceover because it's really nice out, but if you can hear the train, I'm sorry. Next, use your fingers, use your hands. Some people frown upon this, but this is what my mom always did. So get in there, mix all your chicken up nice and good. Here I'm just going to speed this up, but I'm just putting the shrimp on the skewers. I did soak these in water so that way they didn't stick. So make sure that you do that with your wooden ones, especially, otherwise your protein or whatever you put on there will stick. So here's my shrimps I'm doing. I think I did like 7 or 8 on each, if I can remember right. And then after I put all of my shrimps and everything on here, and then I'll do my chicken next, I do like to go in and brush my shrimp with some butter and seasoning. So I just melted down some butter. I didn't film it. And then I added the same seasonings that I added for my chicken into the melted butter, and then just brushed it on my shrimp. So there's all my shrimp. Now I'm going through with my chicken that we just mixed up. I think I did the same amount, 7 or 8 on there. My chicken I did spread out a little bit more than my shrimp, just so that way whenever they cook they didn't all stick together. So here they are, all done. Next we're going in and doing our buffalo ranch chicken. So we're going to season it up with our Tony's. Next, pepper. I love pepper. I add a lot always. It's one of my favorite seasonings, even though it's just, the most basic one. Basil, of course. Some garlic powder. I love garlic powder as well, so get in there with your hands again, get that all mixed together. Make sure everything's coated nice and yummy. Alright, here we go. We're going to go in with ranch. I like to use the cleanest ranch that I can find. This time I had this. Sometimes I'll use the Primal Kitchen. There's another brand I can't think of that I also really, really like. Next, we're just going to go in with some Frank's Red Hot. You know the drill. This is the Buffalo. Frank's Red Hot's the way to go. Get in there, mix it all together. I wouldn't recommend using your hands for this because it is a mess. Okay, so here I am just cutting up some onion. I'm dicing it up pretty well. I think I just cut my finger. Oops. I just kept going because there wasn't any blood or anything, so I think we're all good there. Anyways, I never do this during my meal prep, but I decided that I wanted to. I was watching a cooking video while I was filming this video, and so it got me really inspired. So what I did was I just, like I said, cut these up, diced them up pretty small, and then I already had a little marinade going from my pork chops that y'all saw. So I added a little bit of that into a bowl with some bacon pieces and a little bit of pico that I had left over. So you'll see me add that little marinade mixture into the diced onions in just a second. Also, I would like to add, do not come for me. I'm in the middle of moving, so my cutting board is packed up, and yes, this is not what you want to do, is cut on that plate, but here we are. Anyways, we're going to saute these onions up. Normally I use a cast iron skillet if I'm doing any type of like sauteing of anything. Here I am doing some fancy flips, and I spilled some on the floor, so I just added pepper into those. Now here's that mixture I was telling you guys about. It is amazing. It's super yummy. I'll put like a bed of rice down, put my protein on top, and then add a few of these mushrooms and, not mushrooms, onions and tomatoes with a little bit of that sauce. It was just mouth-watering. Here I am out on the grill. We are putting those pork chops in. They probably marinated for a solid hour and a half. You don't really realize how long filming takes until you're filming everything, so it just took me a little bit longer to cook than what I normally would. But anyways, flip them real good after they get a little char. I do like to go in and baste. Oh, here I am. I usually have a baster, but like I said, everything's packed up, so we're using what we had. Just flip them, you know the drill. These take like no time at all to cook because they're pork chops. They cook super easy. You want to keep basting them though because they do dry out if you don't. And nobody likes dried pork chops or dried food at all. Here I am adding our Buffalo Ranch chicken tenders to the grill. My mouth is watering editing this video because I'm starving and that just looks so good. I haven't meal prepped like this in a while, which I really need to, but anyways, here we are. Normally I would use a flat grill little spatula thing, but like I said, we're working with what we have. Alright, here it is, all done off the grill. And then I just added everything with some white rice, and that is it.